Labrador, huh? Great choice. My first Labrador was a beautiful black female called Bella. She was a little rescue dog that originally came from a gun dog kennels, and of all the dogs I've lived with, Bella was the one that made me look like a good dog trainer. Now, I'm not going to say that your Labrador is going to make you look like a good dog trainer, but I will say that with your choice of breed, and as you listen to this audiobook, you're starting off your journey on the right foot and with the very best ingredients. What could possibly go wrong? Labradors always rank well in the top 5 most popular breed surveys, and for good reason. In fact, they are almost perennially at the top. Whereas other trickier breeds may come and go due to fashion and trends, if you're looking for a rock-solid family pet, you can't beat a good Labrador. Not only do Labradors make amazing companions, but they're also a phenomenal working breed. In fact, you'll read a little later about how the Labrador's skills were shaped and celebrated due to their love of retrieving and swimming. However, their working CV stretches to so much more than pulling fishing nets from the icy waters of Canada or retrieving pheasants from the lush green rolling landscapes of the British countryside. I've personally trained and worked with hundreds of Labradors within the detection sector, sniffing out and finding explosives or illicit drugs hidden in the most unusual places. I've also harnessed the amazing skills of a Labrador's nose and their physical agility to track and locate people in the most remote of locations, sometimes finding a bad guy that definitely wanted to remain hidden, sometimes finding an injured mountain walker who cried with joy when my Labrador located, licked, then loved the grateful patient. Now, I'm a professional dog trainer by trade, so you'll hear lots of tips and insider info in this audiobook about how to best train your fantastic Labrador. However, training your lab is only a fraction of the responsibility you have for your dog. So within these pages, I want to help you through all of the potential twists and turns that you will hit as a proud dog owner. We're going to make sure that you're happy, confident, and fully equipped with a broad and well-balanced knowledge of Labradors, from choosing the right dog for you, toilet training, diet and grooming, to discovering what activities your dog will love and hate, appropriate exercise routines, and of course, how to teach the essential skills such as loose lead walking and recall. All of this will make your life with your Labrador as fun and rewarding as possible. Ready? Let's go. Labradors, where it all began. For a breed that is renowned for loving nothing more than a cuddle, plenty of treats and being curled up by a warm fire with their human, the Labrador has a surprising and very impressive working history. Rewind back to the early 16th century and head to Newfoundland, the most easterly province of Canada. In this dramatic but very icy corner of that country, you would have found a fairly random breeding pattern among the various working dogs of the area. Back then, these dogs were predominantly used by fishermen, and necessarily over time the dogs with the best swimming and retrieving skills became prized. Some sources suggest labs may therefore have traces of Spanish black pointers and even Basque shepherd dogs in their blood. Back then, they were often known as St. John's dogs, and sometimes called water dogs. These hard-working companions were perfectly suited to the icy waters and harsh conditions due to their short, water-resistant coats, webbed paws, and a thick, strong tail that acted like a rudder. The most adept swimmers among these dogs would retrieve fish or other items that fell off the boat, and were also trained to pull in fish-filled nets from the Labrador Sea. One of the biggest markets for the ocean catch of these Canadian fishermen was the English south coastal area of Dorset. So, over time, these hardy Newfoundland dogs would often join their humans on boats headed to towns like Poole.